Okay, hi guys, so recorded video, I'm in my mum's garden again. I'm in a slightly different place because the lawn is soaking wet, so I'll be a bit squinty because the sun's in my eyes. We'll see how we go. Health and safety stuff, don't do things that hurt, don't do things you're not sure of. If anything feels like it's going to do you damage, it might do. So yeah, leave out the things that might be a problem. Hopefully we'll be alright. If I fall over backwards, that's a gooseberry bush behind me, so that's going to be fun. Okay, let's get warmed up. So just looking right and left. I hope you can hear me because it's quite windy today. And then bring your ear down to your shoulder, right and left. And then a little head roll. Even if you can't hear me properly, you can hopefully see what's going on and figure it out. And then to the back. And then give me some little shoulder circles. And bringing the elbows up. Remember to squeeze between the shoulder blades and round at the front. So the whole upper back's moving. And then into full circles. Make them really definite, don't just flap your arms. Really kind of feel the squeeze and the push and the pull. And then changing directions. So again, feeling that squeeze, quite definite movements. From here, just going into our easy twists, allow your knees to go with it as well. So yeah, my eyes look mostly closed to the whole thing. The sun's right there, blinding me a little bit. Not complaining, I love it. Okay, and then from here, let's take it into a little side bend, a straight elbow, bending at the waist, and then a flat spine as you change directions. Straight arm. Oh, that's nice. And change directions, keeping your spine flat. And one more. Oh. Okay, look to the ceiling, palm to the ceiling. Do me those 3 circles. And 2. And 1, then change directions. 3. So a little bit of background noise. I can hear people doing a bit of work in their gardens and things, so you might hear some buzzing here and there. Change sides. Look to the ceiling. Woo, palm facing the ceiling. 3. And 2. And 1, then change direction. You have to flip your hand over as you do these. 3. And 2. And finally find your way back to centre. Give me some little hip circles here. So shoulders are staying still, pelvis, and obviously hip sockets are moving. And then change directions. So this is all just mobility. You want to just get all those joints in a good mood before you start pulling them into weird positions. Try to keep the hips still and try some rib circles. And change directions. Okay, let's do some squats. So knees and feet about hip width. And you want to get your bum as low as your knees. Whew. And this is just to warm up, so I'm not particularly counting them. I'm just going to keep going until I can feel my legs just starting to work a bit. Try and clench your bum at the top, take a little push at the top, little clench. And then go a bit wider. So plie. So remember the feet are in a turnout position and your knees are travelling the same way your feet are pointing. Try and keep your body really upright. I feel like I'm really vertical with my body and chest. So just getting things moving. Okay, hold it down and just tapping the feet there. You can just see my feet on screen. And then pointing the feet. Ooh. And then stay down. So I'm just going to lift and lower the heels. 5, and 4, and 3. So it doesn't matter where your arms are, but try not to brace on your legs. And 1. Heels up. Come up, heels down, go down. 4 more, heels up. Remember, try and get your bum as low as your knees on that squat. Maybe even a little bit lower. 2 more. 1 more. And then we're reversing it. So I'm coming down, up with flat feet, and down with pointy feet. Try and get a straight line at your ankles. So I'm coming up, and I've got that straight line at the ankle. 3. And 4. And 5. Stay down in that squat again. Heels down. You can use your elbows or your hands. Just push those knees apart. Just have a little wiggle. Trying to keep the chest up. So I love the feeling of these. I'm going to push this leg, shoulder down and look to the ceiling. And then changing sides, push the leg, shoulder down, look to the ceiling. 2 more. And last one. Push. And round your way back up. Woo. Okay, bringing those feet a little bit narrow. We'll go for 10 deep squats all the way down. 1. So ideally, heels are on the floor. Try and keep your back reasonably flat. You'll probably tuck your bum at the very last second. 3. And 4. Try and push your knees apart at the bottom. And 5. Knees apart. Oof. And 6. And 7. Baba. 8. Knees. 9. I can feel my legs warming up now. Whew. And hold it down on 10. All right, so have a little bounce around. Again, this is mobility for the hip joints. If I bounce about, my body weight is pushing down into those hip sockets. Have a little bounce to the right, little bounce to the left. And I'm going to just take my body weight across to one side, pushing that knee open and pulling it closed. Let's do it for 4, 5 even, that's number 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Changing sides, so I'm just going to push that leg. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to roll up to standing. Then we're going to come back down into the deep squat. Remember, you want your chest, your arms nice and high, all the way down. And roll up. So doing this 3 times. 2. And last one. And then we're doing it in reverse. So I'm coming up. And rolling down. There's 1. And 2. So it's morning while I'm recording this. I actually really like doing my stretches in the morning. I think it really sets me up for the day. 3. Although they reckon that you're more flexible in the evenings. And stay down in that squat one more time. Oh my goodness. This time I'm just taking my weight back onto my hands. Bum is off the floor. I'll turn so you can see this. So I'm here. And just with one leg open and close. 4 and close. Try and keep your bum up. 3. Oof. And 2. And 1. Changing sides. So I'm just going all the way in, all the way out. 2. Bum up. And 3. So nice hip mobility. And 4. And 5. Good. Have a little sit down. So this is the one that always confuses me. It's easy once you do it, but it's a nightmare until you figure out what's happening. So my arms coming across, butt clench, and I'm lifting round. If I could touch the floor into a bridge, I would, but I can't, so I won't. And changing sides. So my arm goes across, butt clench. You get that nice kind of stretch down the ribs. Ooh. So I know that when some of you guys do this, you will be able to reach around and touch the floor into a bridge. That's great if you can, but do bear in mind it is only a warm-up move right now, so you don't need to be really pushing as hard as you can right now. 4 more. 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Okay, let's come back to standing position. Excuse me a second, I'm just gonna, as always, grab my phone and just check the time so I know how long we're doing this for. Alright, yes, we're good. Yes, okay. So from here into our leg lifts, hold something for balance if you need to. Preferably don't do it next to a gooseberry bush and see how we go. So I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2, remember the leg stays lifted, the body stays lifted, the straight knee at the bottom, extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, extend and hold, 1, tap down, 5, make sure you control that lift, 4, so both knees are straight here, 3, and the camera angle is making me look really bendy. I'm not this bendy. And hold it at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember to keep really trying to push this as high as possible. I think it can get very comfortable just doing it at the same height all the time, but the goal is to go higher. Okay, turn out, here we go. 5, this is the easy bit, so I'm standing tall. 3, and 2, and 1, leg extension. So try and keep that thigh where it is, all the way up. And 4, I feel like I've really improved these since I've started doing them regularly. And hold it, 1, tap down, 5, and lift. 4, 3, so I wish I had something to balance. I'm leaning on the side of the screen here. And hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change sides, here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg extension, 5, and 4, 3, and 2, extend and hold, 1, tap down, 5, and lift, 4, 3, and 2, and hold at the top as high as you can, straight legs, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the side, baba, baba, 3, 2, hold as high as you can, 1. Now that leg's going to extend, bam, 4. And you can do flexed ankles if you prefer, it'll give you a better stretch actually, but pointy feet looks nicer. And tap down, baba, and 4, and 3, and 2, ready to hold it. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yay! Okay, so if you've got something to hold, I would say it's helpful for balance. Again, if you haven't, like me, I can lean on my mum's house maybe. Optical illusion. But yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to go back. 20, 19, just at the top, 17, hips are square, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, try and keep your chest up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold it up there, 2, stay there, 1, then the ankle, heel pushes to the ceiling, 20, 19, little ones, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you're going to keep that leg there, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm going to extend that leg, I'm going to lift it as high as possible. It's then going to come around, knee facing the ceiling as high as possible, to the front. We're going to do this 3 times, and repeat. So if you've got something to the side to hold, that's all good. If not, just hope you don't fall over. So my leg is as high as I can get. I can feel this butt cheek working, feeling that butt cheek working. My body's coming up, the knee is facing the ceiling, round to the front, 1 more, and then we'll do it in reverse. You might find the standing leg aches, especially if you're not holding anything, because all these muscles are actually having to work quite hard to stop you from falling over. So remember, go as high as you can. Reverse it, ready? So I'm going up as high as possible, straight leg. Standing leg is straight, as high as I possibly can, and around, lift to the back. Woo, and it's quite windy here, just to make it a little bit more challenging. 2. Use your butt muscle, lift. So if you're not feeling a squeeze at basically every single point of this exercise, you ain't lifting high enough. Yeah! Yeah, my legs ache. Let's do it again. So here we go. Leg to the back. So I'm trying to keep my chest up. And we're going 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep it right at the top. 12, 11, 10. Don't let your hips twist. So I'm just checking my hips are pointing straight forwards. I've lost count. Let's call it 5, 4, 3, 2, and leg lift 1. So you're going to bend the ankle and push. 19, 18, I don't know why I count backwards, because I always get stuck. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, so keep that leg lifted, and 1, extend the leg. So I'm going to stand upright, I'm coming around, my knees facing the ceiling, or in my case the sky, 3 times. Woo, so I feel less balanced on this side, which makes sense because my left leg is my weaker leg. So as high as possible, woo! 1 more. So it's going out. Feel that butt lift. Knee to the ceiling. Round to the front. And I'm going to change directions as high as possible. Remember, holding something definitely helps. I just haven't got anything except a gooseberry bush to hang on to right now. Whoa, and 1 more. So remember, don't worry if your leg isn't going as high as mine. It's practice. Or if your leg's going even higher, even better. But yeah, everyone's different. You've got to start somewhere. Wherever you are, it will improve, I can guarantee you. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's hit the floor. Onto our little stretch up and down. So just round your spine and arch for a second. And let's try some circles. So I'm going up to the sky, across to you guys, down to the floor, and across to the side. So try and find all those nice pulls and pushes into your rib cage. And then change directions. Ooh. And when you're ready, pick it up to a downward dog. So I'm just going to scoot a bit. I'm slightly facing downhill right now. So heels to the floor. Stick your bum up. I'm sticking my bum into the sunshine, which is quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to try and press my chest to the ground between my shoulders. Can you see I'm pushing down? We'll do 5 of those. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, hinge through into a plank position. So again, I'm slightly downhill, which is a bit worrying. Elbows are bending, knees are off the ground. Upward dog. Try and press your shoulders down. 4 more times. So I'm coming up to this downward dog. You can adjust your feet each time if you need to. Chest there presses down. 5, 4. So feel that nice pull into the shoulders and upper back. 2, and 1. Bye-bye. Remember, it's not a yoga class, so I'm not being overly strict about where the feet are going. 2, and 1. Two more times. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last one. And then just take a quick second here. Woo! Okay, onto our hip flexor stretches. Whew. So this is where you might want to block. One of my blocks is actually behind my iPad, propping it up for this film, so I've only got 1 block for me. But yeah, have it handy just in case. When you're ready, stick a leg in front. So make sure your hips are pointing square, straight forward, stick out your bum for a second, and then tuck your tailbone under, looking for that stretch across the middle of the front of the hip joint. Hip flexors. Try and clench this bum cheek. Some people can, some people haven't quite got the connection of how the hell to make that happen. But yeah, see if you can actually physically clench that bum cheek. Sometimes poking it helps. Okay, scoot the front foot forwards, or maybe scoot the back knee backwards, whatever works. I'm going to fall off my mat otherwise. Make sure your body stays upright, so we've gone wider between the knees here. Hips are square, pointing forwards. Clench that back butt cheek and push your tailbone under. It might help you. Normally you'd get a partner to do this, but maybe you can actually put your hand on this kind of bony, it's the top of the pelvis. You can sort of feel it above your butt cheek. You can actually push down and forwards. If you get a partner to push there, that's quite nice. Obviously don't push hard, you'll break. Okay, making it a little bit bigger still, so the front leg's going a little bit further forwards, tailbone is tucked. Same arm as back leg, goes into a twist, a drop, and a circle. 4 more. So twist, let your spine move, drop, point your chest to the ceiling. 3. And 4. And 5. And this is where, if you've got a block handy or some sort of item to hold, a book or even a shoe, just something to space your hands equally, we can go into that bend back. So I'm going pointing my chest to the ceiling. 5, keep tucking your tailbone, keep clenching that butt cheek. 4, this one always scares me. Woo. I always feel like I'm going to fall. 3. Whew. I never have yet though. 2, straight elbows, keep the shoulders down so you've got a nice long neck. And hold this one, stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! From there you can straighten that front leg, stick your bum out and just kind of wag your tail a bit. You can see the sunshine on my butt, which is nice. Yeah, just feeling a stretch in the back of the thigh here. It's just an easy one. Ooh. Okay, if you bend the front leg, let's take it into a pigeon pose. So my back knee is pointing down. Whew. Okay, I'm just going to scoot up a little bit so you can see this. Oops. There we go. Okay. So see if you can flex the ankle at the back and push that knee straight. So my entire back leg is off the ground. I can feel that butt cheek working. Let's do 5 of those. So I'm going 5, clench everything. 4, keep your body upright. And 3, so straight knee. As always, it's glutes to lift the leg, quads at the front to strengthen the leg. 2, or straighten the leg, sorry. I'm strengthening. 1. Yeah. Okay, from here, see if you can bend that leg in. When you bend it, it should come up in line with the butt cheek. If it comes in sideways, you can see it, obviously something's twisted. Reach back, see if you can grab that leg. If you can't, hoist it in with a yoga strap. Keep tucking your tailbone down, you should get a pretty good quad stretch down the front of the thigh. Oh. If you like it, I just think it's a nice stretch. You can always hoist your knees, hoist your toes into your elbow. I'm talking rubbish today. And clasp hands. I find it gives me a nice stretch down the side of my ribs as well. And I'm just going to simply do this just to see if I can. Yay, I managed it. So that's that second method of pulling your foot round at some point. But I always feel like my head gets in the way. Okay, let's change sides. So we can release that off. That final little bend round was just because I felt like I could just then. You don't need to do it if you don't want. Okay, I'm going to change directions so I'm not facing downhill quite as badly. Hip flexor stretch. So remember, hips are pointing square towards the end of your mat or to the wall in front of you. Butt clench, tuck your tailbone under and keep your body upright. With all these kind of hip flexor quad type things, leaning forwards simply reduces the stretch, which obviously it's a stretch class. There's no point doing that. Good stuff. Okay, so depending on how much space you've got and where you are, creep the front foot forwards or maybe creep the back leg backwards in my case. Whatever does the job, just to widen the space. Keep tucking your tailbone, keep trying to clench that butt cheek. Remember, poke it if it needs to. Sometimes that'll just wake up the muscle. It goes blink. Okay, a little bit further. Let's do our circle. So same arm as back leg. We got 5 of these. Cross, drop, circle. 4 more. Cross, drop, and circle. 3 more. Whew. I'm facing straight into the sun right now, but it's behind a tree, so I'm not going blind yet. 2. And last one. Oops, it's just squashing my knees. Alright. Then we're into 5 back bends. I'm just on a sore patch on my knee right now. Let's see if that helps. There we go. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So 5 bends. Really feel like the bend is coming from the upper back and chest. Keep tucking your bum, tucking your tailbone. 4. Oof. 3. 2. Hold this last one and stay here for a count of 5, 4, 3. Keep your shoulders down. 2. Oh my goodness. And then straighten that front leg. Just do a little back of thigh stretch here. Got grass on my back. And okay, taking that front leg, fold it round and drop down into your pigeon pose. So we're doing a seated, just doing a lifted version. So it's more about the quads today than it is about the front leg piriformis. So lift up nice and tall. So you can't quite see it, but I'm straightening that back leg, my knee is coming off the floor, tensing this bum cheek, the back ankle is bent, and I'm releasing. 4 more. So think about it, I'm kind of doing the back half of my splits. 3, but clench. And 2. And last one. Ba-ba. Now test that everything's aligned. This one for me tends to go a bit off position. But ideally, when you bend your leg, your foot should be bang in line with your bum. You can hoist it in with a yoga strap if needs be. Hopefully you can reach and just grab that leg and pull it in. I'm just on a little sore patch. My knee keeps catching on the... I'm on like a patio here with paving. My knee's just catching. Okay. So again, just because... Oh, so yeah, let's take it into this one. So not everyone's arms do this one. I used to teach a yoga class quite regularly, and I mean, to be fair, it's older people, but I would say most of my older class couldn't do this. If you can, it's just quite a pleasant stretch. And then just to see if I can, then you can join in if you like, and I'm taking both hands to that foot. I don't think this leg's going to do it. Oh, nope. Not the same on this side. But yeah, one to work towards. Alrighty. Let's do some hamstrings. So again, I'm just going to turn around slightly. I might just move the camera because I think I'm going to disappear if I lay down. So you want to lay on your back. I'm just going to adjust that a teeny bit so you can see I'm on paving slabs here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so if my head disappears, you don't really need my head in this anyway. Okay, so I'm laying on my back here. Really try and bring your leg in as close to your body when you do this as you can. And I actually feel this in my abs. I'm crunching so hard to get that leg as far in as possible. At the same time, keep your tailbone planted on the grass, or the grass, on the ground. Here we go. So my leg is coming in as close as I can get it. This is my active stretch. And of course the knee is straight. It's just difficult to see in these trousers. Then I'm going wide. That's one big circle. In as close as you can. Let's do 3, as close as possible. Oof. 3rd one. Squeeze it in. And then I'm going to change directions. So squeeze it in and change directions. So I'm keeping my tailbone on the ground. It's very easy to start just kind of flailing about and rocking everywhere. Remember, there are 3 hamstrings. The hamstrings are a group. Last one here. Which is why I'm just trying to get all these different angles. Grab that leg, take a breath in, and as you exhale, just pull it a little bit further. So I'm just gonna Show you my knee, lucky you. Okay, 3 times I'm going to do this. It's going to go bend and straighten, bend and straighten, pull, yeah? That pull might not be as obvious. You might just feel it tensing. 2 more times, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, inhale. The breathing really helps, and exhale, ooh, pull. 1 more, so my leg's actually shaking. It's not enjoying this today. Pull, so my tailbone's on the ground. Oh. Feel free to use a yoga strap. It won't spoil the exercise at all. It might just make it comfier. I'm using my elbow to push my knee straight. It's a little bit lazy. I should be just really tensing this quad muscle. Okay, so remember, if you take your leg across your body, keeping your tailbone on the ground, that should take the stretch more to this area. Really try and push that knee as straight as you can. This one's the one that feels a bit unpleasant into your nerves quite often. And then I'm taking that leg wide, as if I'm going to pop it on the floor next to my head. Get that knee nice and straight. This will move the stretch more to the inner thigh area of the hamstring. Again, I'm being a bit lazy today. I'm pushing my knee straight because it doesn't seem to want to do it on its own. To come out of this, just center back up. Use your abs, so make it an active stretch. Pull that leg in as close as you can and then let go. Keep it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Let's change sides. Okay, so you don't need to see my knees, just trust me that they're straight. Alright, here we go. So I'm coming in as close as I can. 3 big circles, as wide as you can. Oops. And 2, I'm going to kick those gooseberries. And 1. Then I'm changing direction, so here, give it a good old squeeze. In. 3. Otherwise you'll just be kind of chucking your leg around, but it's not going to really achieve an awful lot. Okay. Grab on. My knee is straight, it's just my trousers look like I've got a bent leg. Whew. So this is stretching the middle hamstring, of course. 3 times, you're going to bend and straighten, and pull. 2 more times. So the second and third one, that pull might not be as obvious to see. And 1 more. I'm just going to check the time while we're here. And pull. Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes left. Okay, take the leg across the body, keeping your tailbone firmly on the ground. Feeling that stretch more to the outer side of the back of the thigh. And then taking the leg wide, as if you're going to put your foot next to your head. And again, find your way back to centre. See if you can let go and hold it for 5, 4, 3. My leg is straight, promise. 2, 1. Woo. And release out of that one. Yay! Okay, if you bring your way up to a sitting position, a little bit more hamstrings while we're here. So I'm just going to sit on a slight diagonal to you guys. So I've got 1 foot pulled into my crotch here, trying to square up the hips. So I'll just show you from the front actually. So it's easy to end up kind of like in a sort of diagonal position. I want my hips pointing the same way as this front leg. Reach your chest forwards, and down we go. So remember, if you're struggling to reach and all that's happening is this, then you might be better sitting on a block or 2 blocks or whatever works for you. So I'm looking for a stretch down the back of my thigh here. Alright, lengthen to come out of this one. Keep keeping both sides of your bum on the floor. Lift that leg, try and keep your body lifted so you can see my back is trying to stay straight. This is our passive stretch, of course. So in theory the leg should stay exactly where it is, your body shouldn't slump, it should stay where it is. You might want to hop off your blocks for this one. Let go, and here it comes for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep that leg lifted, 1, now grab on, sweep it around to the side. So I'm taking one side of my butt off the floor this time. The whole thing's hitched. Remember, if you want to, you can hold opposite hand to the leg, and then this arm's going to dive through, and I'm trying to post that leg behind my shoulder and straighten it again. So this would be my bird of paradise. Really, I should be a lot more upright through my torso. You can see there's a lot of bend here that I'm trying to iron out. Ready for some more active? Alright, so we're going to let go of this leg, it's going to stay where it is. You're not going to slump. Are you ready? Now, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That wasn't me slumping, that was my iPad dropping down. Let's change sides. Okay, so hips are pointing straight forwards. Stick out your bum, sit on something if it helps you. Keep this knee straight, you'll need to use the front of the thigh to really tell that leg to stay straight. So although it's comfortable to just kind of drop your head and relax, really I'm trying to send everything forwards. Alright, up we go, and shove. So both sides of my bum are on the ground, I'm trying to sit tall. For me, I always really feel like I'm pushing my chest forwards and up to keep that tall position. Ready to let go? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab on. And I'm going to hitch the leg a little bit more if you want to. Yeah. So for me, I find it's as much my shoulders as my leg. Trying to get this position. It's this shoulder that doesn't really like the twist at all. Okay, active. Keep that leg where it is. For 5, 4, oh I'm really slumping. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to go into some splits, then we'll do our back bends as always. So if you want to use blocks to put your hands on, feel free, it makes it comfier. I've only got the one block at the moment. Remember, if you're not quite to the floor, it can be really helpful, just to release the pain of it, to basically stick a block under your bum in your split as well. It just takes the pressure off of having to hover in midair trying to hold yourself. You can wedge as many blocks or magazines or whatever underneath your bum and that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to adjust my mat because I am slightly facing downhill. It's going to be a bit of a weird stretch if I don't just move my mat slightly. So we're going to do our stretch for a minute. If you need to bail out before a minute is up, that's absolutely fine. There we go. Okay. So for the first 30 seconds, if that's your legs in a split, you're going to be pushing down into the floor. The second 30 seconds, you're going to let this relax and let gravity do its thing. Always keeping your body tall, and even in the relaxed phase of it, keep that back bum cheek tense. I'm going to oversplit, so I'm going to use a block at the front. Feel free if you want to. I'm just starting to work on my oversplits after the best part of the year not doing them. Okay, bad side first. 1 minute starts. No. So keep your torso upright. Make sure that you're not twisting, so my hips are pointing square to the ends of my mat. Remember, it doesn't matter if you don't get touched down to the floor every time. Some weeks will just be better than others, and that's the way it is. Tense that back bum cheek. Keep pushing down. Push, push, push. So my front foot is pushing into the ground. 3, 2, take a breath in. And let gravity pull you down. So the more I can get this split to be in the hip flexor and less in this lower back arch, the better. Sometimes my phone forgets to make a noise. We've got 10 seconds left. So keep adjusting your position. Remember, we don't want an open split or a jazz split. 1, and that's a minute. Always takes me a few seconds to get back. Let's change sides. So if you saved your good side for the second one, that's a good thing. It just feels better when you do the second time around. Okay, so hips are square, push for 30 seconds, release for 30 seconds. Here we go. Remember, your body will naturally try and open sideways all the time. Oh, so in theory this is my good side, it feels worse today. So push, push, push. Push, 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 push. We're thinking quads, we're thinking heel pressing, we're thinking bum cheek at the back. Trying not to open sideways. So your belly button should definitely be pointing forwards. Take a breath in and release into position. So yeah, this should be my good side. It feels a whole lot worse. It feels a bit unpleasant. Hey-ho. So tense that back bum cheek even at this point. 10 seconds. Done. Woo! Woo! Okay. So it's back bend time. Let's do a few cobras and a few bridges and see where we end up, really. This week, I say it every time, if you're going to do any sort of needle scales, these are the shoes to wear. You can hook your fingers right in there and it gives you so much better grip. It's probably not an approved method, but it's my method. Okay, so let's do some back bends. Starting with the upper back. Remember, lower back, most people can bend the lower back pretty well. The upper back is where the true sort of back bends come in. So, again, this floor's really lumpy. I'm just going to bring it up, keeping the rib cage on the ground still. You can bring your elbows back or forwards or straight, whatever feels like the right thing to do. Slide those shoulders down and really push your chest bone forwards. So my ribs, are on the ground. My lower back, my legs, they're just kind of chilling, they're relaxed. It's all happening here. Collarbones go forwards and lift. Chest bone goes forwards and lifts. End of the chest bone, the xiphoid process goes forwards and lifts. That's what the end of the chest bone's called. Do try and lengthen your neck so you're not just kind of sitting there. Lengthen and look up. All right. Come out of that one, let's go a bit further. So the upper back's going to bend first, exactly as it did, but now I'm just pressing a little bit higher. And so the upper half of my tummy's come off the ground, my belly button's still on the floor. You might want to use blocks, whatever, again, feels comfortable, because I find it quite uncomfortable on my arms, just the pressure. Whew. So same thing, push the collarbones forwards and slide them up to the ceiling. Chest bone forwards and slide it up. Xiphoid process where the rib cage kind of meets up to the chest bone. Oh, there it is. Okay, and find your way down. So now we're letting this go into the lower back, but don't forget the upper and middle back, because they're still the key part of a good back bend. Remember, you're trying to curl backwards and around, so it's like you're trying to put your head on your bum. You're not just trying to lift up vertical to the ceiling. Whew. So upper back first, middle back second. I find for me, hands by my ribs gives me the best angle, but again, everyone's different. Oh, there it is. My shoulders are down, and I'm curling back. So pointing the collarbones forwards, and I want to roll them up to face the ceiling or sky. They're not, but that's how it feels to me right now. Chest bones, I feel like I'm pointing my chest to the sky, even if it's not. And then the end of the chest bone. Staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoa. Okay. Whew. Okay, so from here, going into our slug stretch. Just give you back a little stretch the other way for a second. So slug stretch is the odd one. You want your chest to the floor, it does squish you in the chin. So the smaller you make it, the closer to my legs my chest is, the more I'm going to feel this. I've never got on with this stretch. But it's only because I need to do more of it. So we're here. You can hang on to your legs, try not to close your shoulder blades forwards. Take one arm forwards and the other arm. You can lift. Take the first arm back, second arm back. Oh my goodness. And find you out of that one. Whew. Okay. So a little tricep stretch for a second here. Just an easy one, so just to recover for a second. So all you're going to do is stick your hand between your shoulder blades. Of course, you can push above or below, just opening the triceps. Try and keep your chin up. People tend to nod down. Again, your body will go for the easiest, least tense position. That reduces the stretch, so I need to keep my chin up to feel this. Okay, change sides. In a minute we're going to need to go to the wall. A pole will do if you've got a pole. A wall's a little bit better. I'm actually going to use my mum's greenhouse, which might not be a good idea, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so I'm just going to move the camera. We're going to do a little balance against my mum's greenhouse. Where are we? See if this does the job here. You can admire my mum's amazing cactuses. I think if you can see them. There's one. Okay. Yep, so you got a picture of my mum's cactuses, but not of me. There we go. That's better. Okay. So from here, I'm just going to press same arm and same leg forwards. I'm coming down. Hang on. There. Oops, sorry, something just clicked. So I'm here pressing my chest to the ground. 10, little pushes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then changing sides. And yeah, my arm is actually slightly dislocating, so that's probably not good for me. Changing sides. 10, 9, 8, so pressing the chest down. I quite like these when my arm doesn't dislocate. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Try both hands. My hands are going to be quite wide because I'm using the greenhouse frame. These should be shoulder width really, but yeah. So you just want to be at the right distance. You can press down. 4. Little pushes. 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so I'm going to do my bridges. So this is where, if you're not into doing a full bridge, feel free to do a shoulder bridge instead. Again, because I have just ever so slightly dislocated my arm, this may or may not go well. Here we go. Sorry, picture my boobs there. Okay. Yeah, so you can't quite see the mat, but enough, you'll see enough. Okay, so remember, if you're going to do a full bridge, try and push fully into it, just woomph, straight up. Try not to kind of go halfway and then push. It wants to be one big press. Once I'm in position, I'm going to do 5 little press-ups. When I do these, I'm basically trying to headbutt the floor. Either headbutt it, or if you're more bendy, mwah, give them out a kiss. And I'm just going to press, and the elbows need to stay in line with the shoulders. If this is happening, something is going wrong. It shouldn't. So it's this movement. If you're just happy to be in a bridge, stay right there. You don't have to do presses. Or if you'd rather do shoulder bridges, where you can squeeze your shoulder blades together, clench your hands, push your fist into the ground and really push this thing high. Here we go. So I'm going to lift into my bridge. Feet are hip width, try not to go any wider than hip width. And I'm here with straight arms. Okay, 5 times I'm going to headbutt the floor. So the elbows stay shoulder width. 1. If you're more bendy, you can get your face round, give the mat a little kiss. 2. 3. 4. And back down. Woo! So just give my wrists a rest. Next one, we're going to rock forwards and backwards 5 times. Again, if you're just happy to be in a bridge, that is absolutely fine. Woo. So again, make sure the knees and feet are hip width. Really wide feet, again, it's not good technique for doing our bridges. So here I go. Up. So I'm going to rock one way, then my knees rock the other way. 2, you could probably do this in a shoulder bridge. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Woo! And the final one is going to be basically trying to push the legs straight. Oh, I'll just sit up a second. And again, think about those 3 points: collarbones, chest bone, and that kind of where the rib cage meets the chest bone, the xiphoid process. We're going to go around facing them to the floor. Mine won't do that, but again, it's how it feels. We've got about 5 minutes, we got this. So I'm going up into my bridge. So I'm going to start pushing my chest backwards, trying to push the knees a little bit straighter. And then I'm going to go forwards with the collarbones and around to face the floor, forward with the chest bone and around to face the floor, forward with that xiphoid process. So I'm trying to bend it round to face the floor, and I'm going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Oh, goodness me. Woo! So you might just want to curl the other way for a second. And again, at this point, this is where you can sort of take what we've done for the last 55 minutes, just checking the time, and go where you want with it. So maybe you want to work more into splits, maybe you want to work more into your bridges. Of course, you know, I'm more interested in needle scales at the moment, so I'm trying to pull my feet round to my head. We'll do a few reps, just bringing the foot round towards the head, and then I'm going to switch off and let you guys do what you want to do. I'm going to use a yoga strap, sorry. You can use a tea towel or a belt or a dressing gown belt or whatever, or just use your hands. Whew, and I'm going to do this in a split. You can do it with the front leg bent if you want to, so I'll just show you both versions. There we go. It's refusing to stay up today. There, let's see how that does. So you might want to be with the front leg bent here. I'm going to stake out my front leg into a splits because that's what I want to be practicing. And you can hold your foot, elbow goes down and rotate it over. I prefer to do a few with the yoga strap before I actually hold my foot. It just kind of gets my shoulder in a good mood. And at any point, if you feel like your shoulder is being yanked out of joint, which actually mine did earlier, don't do it. The whole point is to build strength into the muscles that hold the shoulders together, not to loosen them and yank them out. Bear in mind, I have got ridiculous shoulders. I'm just built funny. Okay. So for me to do this, I'm in my split. I open it sideways first. Remember, method 1 is here. Method 2 is what I kind of practiced earlier with both arms hoisted over. We're going to do 5 times. So here we go. 1, and then I'm going to square up. 2, and square up. 3. So remember, once you're in that split, it does need to still be square. This open split position won't work. 4, because you'll fall over when you raise the other hand. Try it, you'll find out. And 5. And I'm changing sides. Ooh. So after this, I'm going to put my trusty trainers on, have a bash at my needle scale. But if you want to work on your splits or your back bends, or this motion is a great little exercise for your shoulders, that's all fine by me. You can also do that exercise with reps in a standing position. I'll show you that just before I switch off. So I'm in an open split, my hips you can see are twisted, but then the elbow comes down, I'm going to rotate around and the whole split will square. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I was too open with my hips, I wouldn't be able to raise that other hand. And I'm not going to go into this because we are running out of time. Oh, it's better really to have something to hold on to for balance, but I could do that same repetition of moves. 1, and so on, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a standing position, working towards my standing needle scale. So I hope that's given you something to chew on. I always feel like it's the hour stretch class is the warm-up, and then you're ready to do the things you want to do. So maybe spend another 10-15 minutes on your own practice, or if you're happy to just switch off and go and get on with your day, that's fine as well. So I hope that was okay. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you want to do anything in particular next time, give me a shout. Otherwise, I think I am done. So have a lovely day, guys. See you later. Bye bye.